Let's start streaming. I think it's around actually 1 minute and 30 seconds before everyone gets here. I guess we'll find out in a minute. You are live. Hey guys, we got about a minute left before I start answering questions. I just want to make sure everyone's here. Hi dude, hey man, hello. Oh, there's a bunch of highs. Is that Alpha M? Yep. I've been on his channel before. And he's been on mine. Hey, if you guys can hear me, type a 1 if I'm too quiet, type a 2 if the sound is just perfect, and type a 3 if I'm too loud. I just want to make sure that the sound is just perfect. 4, why'd you type in a 4? That's a lot of 2s. Alright, let's get into the questions. The first question was asked by Ryan. When you were a child, did you have any super big dreams about what you wanted to be when you grew up? As you grew up, did you think school contributed to killing those dreams and your creativity by telling... Hold on, I need to turn this down a little bit. By telling you to focus on a safe career and to be real? If yes, how did you break free of those people trying to hold you back? So yes, when I was little, I wanted to be a lot of things. And it's actually crazy to think about, from a rapper to a microbiologist to a computer engineer to a website designer to all the way to a nuclear engineer by the time I graduated. And now I'm an entrepreneur. I think what helped me most was surrounding myself with people who supported me. And after high school especially, your social circle can really change very quickly. And mine basically disappeared when I went to college. And I just wanted to go, okay, here's where I'm at. Here's where I want to be. What can I do practically, no nonsense, non-romantically, but actually do to make that happen? So I started small. I started making websites, building skills, SEO. Then I went on to YouTube, transferred some of those skills over to YouTube, and then something caught, practical psychology, and I just went with it. And honestly, after I earned my first $4,000 a month from YouTube, I realized that my income wasn't limited to what other people thought of me. And whatever I set my dreams to be, I could actually achieve them by the time, if I planned enough time for it and I had the right plan. Also, books helped a lot because you got to read other people's stories, what helped them, what motivated them, their failures and stuff, and it was really cool to see how they were normal people in the beginning too, and then achieve success. I will answer the chat questions at the end of this live stream. I've got about 25 questions. Let's go on to the next one. Jaitesh asks, how can introverts form a team for their business startup? For me, I find it really easy to hire people online. I hire quite a bit of people from Upwork, some from Fiverr, but you can really take away the shyness, at least for me, and if you hire online and perfect what you want the other person to hear, unlike in social settings where like I would have been really nervous, anxious, and definitely not prepared to hire someone in a physical office. The next question is by Julian, who says he's 15 years old. What platform would you recommend for building an audience that wants to become healthier? YouTube for sure, and there are a lot of people on Instagram that are interested in this niche, and technically Pinterest, because Pinterest has a lot of, I think their best demographic, their most popular demographic is very wealthy women. If you want a cool business model that brings in around $10,000 a month, check out Avocadu. It's spelled like avocado, but with a U at the end, avocadu.com, and it's actually ran by createandgo.co. That website has like 100 articles, and they make around $10,000 a month just from selling their info products. The next question is from Julian. Hi Theodore. I am 15 years old and currently in high school in Germany. I don't necessarily want to go to college because of all the useless information I would get that I am experiencing in high school as well. I think it would be way better suited with just starting a business and profiting from the practice I get. Do you have suggestions about how to come up with a good name for a business or a video course based on healthy living? And how did you come up with the name Practical Psychology? Honestly, the business name doesn't really matter as much as you think it does, as long as you work hard to make it stand for something. The best advice I would to give you would be to keep it simple, but maybe coming up with something clever is pretty cool too. For example, I knew that people remembered names better if they started with the same letters. So I did that. Practical psychology, they both start with a P. I also knew that almost everything I learned about psychology was theoretical at the time, and I wanted to learn how to apply it, how to use the knowledge we have of the brain to better ourselves. So I did that. Alright, I'll pick someone out of the chat to answer a really quick question. What are my opinions on crypto? The prices are falling really quickly, and I would not invest in it unless you had a very grounded understanding of how it actually worked, and specifically which crypto you're getting invested in, because all cryptos are different. Next question is by, they put their name as Drop. I'm 17. I dropped out of school last October because of an opportunity for us to build a company. I really don't want to go back to school because I hate it, how it works, and that the company is doing good, but it seems like everyone around me, including my family, are telling me that education is important for success, and I absolutely don't believe it. So technically, you're actually wrong. Education is very important for success. However, formal education like school and college and university is not. Education is just a process of getting learned, of learning things, and that is very necessary to success. But you do not need a diploma or degree to be successful in any way, shape, or form. The next question is from Box. He asks, sometimes I feel so much motivated to work and am so much productive, but sometimes the opposite of it. Do successful people experience this too? And if yes, what do they do? I can't say that all successful people do this, but I do. Personally, I found a rhythm where I'm really motivated. I work really hard at the 20% of things that give me the most result and that they're worth my time. But then when my motivation and energy levels start to drop a little bit, I start to spend money and hire people to do things for me. Now remember, this is just in a business aspect, not necessarily in all of my, I wouldn't do this for everything. And whether that is spending money writing a script, animation, keyword research, graphic design, whatever it is. And while those hired jobs are getting done, I try to learn, whether that's reading, taking a course, or just new experiences in life. And usually those new experiences will help me get back to my high motivation stage faster. The next question is from Julian. What program do you use for your email shoutouts? I started with MailChimp, but I transferred over to ConvertKit because I liked it a lot better. And right now we have about 6,000 people on the list so far. Kjo, easy to say like the letter Kjo. Thank you so much for this pronunciation little trick. How often do you reread books, and what books do you always go back to? Thanks so much for this pronunciation guide. I love it when people help me say their name. I feel guilty sometimes when I say people's names wrong. I'll reread the best books probably every 8 to 10 months, maybe even a year. Not very often though, because that's probably because the good ones that I really like are turned into scripts, and then I narrate them, and then they get turned into whole videos. And that entire time, the information is getting ingrained in my brain, so I don't have to go back to them as often. And some good books to go back to are 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, 4 Hour Body, Brainfluence. I really loved reading Smarter, Better, Faster, so I'm probably going to read that one again soon. It's been about 6 months. Also, I've really been wanting to read On the Shortness of Life, but I actually can't find that book. I might have to buy it again. I think it was like less than $20 on Amazon. That was a really good book. It helps you get a great perspective. The next question. This person didn't put their name in. What failure have you learned the most from? I've certainly had a lot of failures. So I'm going to try to break this down into categories. In life, don't do things that you know will give you a guilty conscience. In health, don't lift heavy weights alone. I'd say in wealth, make sure to have systems in place, otherwise you'll get a $15,000 check, and next month you won't know where it is. That's kind of what happened last January. I paid a lot of taxes on that. In love, make sure that the person you're dating has the same core values and beliefs, even if you think that they're cute, amazing, and love you back. I've seen friends in high school get crushed by this one. In happiness, here's a good one. I remember when I dropped out of nuclear engineering college, and I was so afraid that my dad would be upset and angry and disappointed at me for dropping out of college and going to a community college. I actually didn't talk to him for an entire semester because I was so afraid. Well, eventually we started talking. We started texting first, and then I came over and we hung out. And this is weird because this is my dad, remember? And then one day he said he was proud of me that I made the decision to drop out. And this was like crazy to me. And he said so because he saw one of his friends at work that he works with, their son, go through 3 years of college and then drop out with a ton of debt, and they still hated what they did. So that was really cool. I learned really hard that not to be ashamed of choices that you're sure of, and also not to be afraid of others' judgments because they probably aren't as bad as what you're mentally making them. Hope this helps you out. The next question from Stefano asks, I am 25 and want to do money. I was always interested in investing but can never bring myself to do it so far. Do you maybe have an idea where to start for a small amount? A job is a great place to start, but once you're financially stable and you've got that income coming in, you can start reaching out to passive income by creating things of value. I would not recommend Bitcoin unless you completely understand how it works. This is probably there's a lot of people out there that probably do that. And probably the best place to invest for you, I would say, would be in courses or books written and created by experts that you're interested in. The next question was asked by someone, Hey, I just turned 19 in community college, taking my gen eds, and I have no job. My question is that since I have so much time to myself, I mostly try as much as possible to learn and teach myself, but I find it hard since I never had so much time to myself before. What advice would you give to wake up earlier and stay focused to get all your schoolwork done, and at the same time teach yourself about making money online, self-development, and other stuff like that? This is a really long answer. And technically, you're in the exact position I was in when I started practical psychology. To wake up earlier, you have to give yourself a reason to wake up earlier. For example, like literally you want to be jumping out of bed, and this is what I was doing when I was starting practical psychology. You might want to get up to learn something about making money. A new course, maybe you can buy them really cheap on Udemy. And then after a couple hours of learning about that, about being excited about that, then you can do your homework and your gen ed classes. Having a lot of time is definitely a big opportunity, but once you spend it doing stuff that you love, the time will fly by. This is something that I've found. The next question is, what recommendations would you give on how to spend the Amazon gift card or money in general? If you guys don't know, Practical Growth Academy is a new membership group that I've set up, and for the first month, I might extend it into the second month, maybe the second half of the second month. If you join up, I'm going to literally pay you $3 because it's $17 a month, and I will give you a $20 Amazon gift card within 48 hours of signing up. If you're new, there is a link in the description to sign up. Actually, if you're on chat right now and you're in the group, why don't you type PGA capital letters? If you're already in Practical Growth Academy, I'm curious how many of you guys are watching. What do you think about VeChain? I saw Improvement Pill shouted it out, but that doesn't mean it's a necessarily good investment just because an authority figure shouted it out. There's a lot of PGAs. All right. Let's get back to this question. You could easily buy a book with $20 on Amazon, probably for free. If not, you might be able to pay a couple extra dollars and basically get a book. I recently bought a bunch of shampoo and body wash in bulk from Amazon, which is a pretty awesome buy. I was really excited about it. I don't know why. But now I never have an empty bottle in the shower. That happened to me a couple days ago. I had an empty shampoo bottle, and I was like, this is so frustrating. I have to get out of the shower now. In money in general, there is a famous flowchart. This is something I really enjoy. There's a famous flowchart floating around on Reddit, and it is golden. If you have a job and you want to increase your net worth, this flowchart makes it very, very simple. I might put it, actually, I might make an entire video about it. That would be pretty neat. Probably help a lot of people out. The next question is by Dente Lux. I don't know if you uploaded a video on it and haven't checked, to be honest. Regardless, I am good at what I do. It doesn't matter what it is, I'm good at it because I apply myself, but as a result, I really struggle determining what I want to do for a living. What can I do to help me find the passion necessary to find the thing that I want to do every day? I had this problem in my high school career. Literally almost anything that I did, I succeeded after learning a little bit about it. I stumped my friends at bowling. I passed my programming friends' knowledge. I learned way quicker than they did. And now I'm great at internet marketing and teaching. Well, I think I am anyways. Anyways, it sounds like you need to find out where to point your focus and dedication. For me, this usually changes every 2 to 3 years. In my senior year at high school, I spent a bunch of time practicing calculus equations so that I could be better at it, and actually wrote a ton of calculus methods on my wall in my room. And I was really good at committing to it and actually doing the math. And it was fun for me, but looking back, I think it was fun because I was better than everyone else. I think it was the reward that I was looking for when I came into class and I had my homework done. And looking back, I don't know if calculus in itself was fun, but being relatively comparing myself relatively to other people. That gave me a dopamine boost, kind of a self-esteem confidence thing. Anyways, to find your purpose, you need to find something that you like to do, something that you're good at, which sounds to me like whatever you do, you're going to be good at. You just have to put in the time. Something that you can be paid for, and something that the world needs or helps people in general. So find a thing that fits in all of these, and you will be golden. For me, it changes every couple years. And that might just be an entrepreneurial tendency. Like a couple years ago, I got really interested in lasers, how to build lasers. I actually made a whole website about laser information. And when I say laser, I mean like actual like green, red, violet. There's all kinds of different. I memorized all the wavelengths. I memorized what all the power wattages could do. They're measured in milliwatts. And then I moved on from that, and I went on to website creation and stuff like that. Let's do the next question. Swiss Mix. This is a long question. Hey Theodore, I know it was supposed to be done in week 3, but I'm having trouble with my 50-year plan. I've added things like reading a book a week, exercise 6 days a week every week, doing the weekly journal from week 1 every week, and the Happiness Advantage PDF every month for the next 50 years to make sure I'm proactive and improving no matter what. Career-wise, I'm still unsure of exactly what direction I'm going in, and this seems to be the biggest roadblock for me. All I know is that I want to be my own boss, I want to help people, and I want to do something that I love. That sounds like a great start. Any advice on what I can do to make planning the next 50 years easier while also being realistic about it? Alright, Swiss Mix. First off, your 50-year goals are really far away, and they should be very foundational since it's hard to predict the future. Be pretty broad about them in the long term, like, I want to help people, I want to create an anti-aging formula, or I want to raise an awesome family for generations to come, and then make your smaller goals towards that. Yours looks like you want to be your own boss, you want to help people, you want to do something you love. So smaller goals would be to figure out a way to help people doing things that you love in an entrepreneurial way. One more time, your 50-year goals should not be that realistic. They should be inspiring, but achievable. And your smaller goals should also be realistic. This will help you grow on a day-to-day basis while aiming for your huge 50-year goal. It's very difficult for us as humans to plan specifically more than 5 years in the future because of how our brains measure time and how the world can change so quickly. For example, a year ago, Bitcoin prices were only $1,000. 3 years ago, I hadn't even thought of practical psychology. And because I hadn't thought about it, I couldn't plan 50 years. And 5 years ago, I still wanted to be a nuclear engineer. So make sure your core values align with a big goal, and then basically eat an elephant one bite at a time. I hope that makes sense. Make your 50-year plan a very broad and this is a very interesting chat. People are still typing in PGA. Let's go to the next question. Mac asks, I watch a lot of YouTube videos and read some books about self-improvement, but I never take action on it. I always delayed to later and then never do anything. Do you have any tip? My first tip on this, probably my best tip, would be to not jump. If you're trying to walk upstairs, don't jump up to the 5th stair. Take one step at a time, all the way up the stairs. For example, if you're trying to learn how to code, take one lesson online today, right now, today, and then reward yourself. And then don't do any more lessons. Tomorrow, take another lesson, and then reward yourself. Most people start really fast, and they're consuming all the content, and then they quit. And they aren't consistent. But the other way, the slow and steady way, will always win. If you're slow and consistent, you'll be more productive in the long term. So, if you want to take action on it, take a small action today, and then reward yourself, and then do that tomorrow. And slowly over time, you can increase the amount of action that you're taking. The next question is, I'm a very disorganized person in my life. Can you explain me? How do you organize yourself? For example, in terms of goals, and what do you do every month, day, and week? I use whiteboards to collect my thoughts and goals, but notebooks and journals work great too. For me, I have a whiteboard for my month and a whiteboard for my week goals, and I found it much more practical to use a notebook to write down my daily tasks instead of another whiteboard. Each night, I'll write down stuff that I want to do for the next day, and then when I wake up, I'll add more stuff to the daily list and then try to cross off everything throughout the day. So that's what I try to do. That's how I organize my goals, what I need to get done, and stuff like that. The next question number 17, it looks like, is every time I have social situations where I need to interact with people, I feel very uncomfortable. Like I don't know what to say, or I don't know where my hand should go. Do you have any recommendations? What should I do, or books I should read? So there's a book called How to Talk to People, 92 Tricks. It's a lot longer subtitle, but How to Talk to People, look that one up, and How to Win Friends and Influence People. These are two very good books on social situations, but also the book, The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. I think his name is Nathaniel. I think the author is Nathaniel. This book will help you foundationally with your confidence, which I'm guessing is the root of your problem. Practice will help a lot to be in as many social situations as you can, because fear works really funny, and I think fear is part of your problem. The more that you do something that you fear, the more that the fear will shrink. But the more that you don't do anything and you sit around and you worry about it and you wonder where your hands are going to go and what you're going to say, the larger that fear is going to grow. So let me go over those books again. How to Talk to People, 92 Tricks, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and The 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem. The next question is, I have a bad habit of always looking at my phone every other minute on social media unless I'm occupied with dance or work. What are some small habits to let go of your phone? I've tried to just leave my phone, but my mind always thinks, I remember I'm supposed to wait for a call. So I justify actions like that subconsciously and consciously, so I need help. My first tip would be to turn notifications off. Over time, that will train your brain there's no reason to check your phone unless you have something that you actively want to check, instead of seeing the blinking and needing to check it. My sister actually deleted all social, like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, I think Pinterest too, from her phone about a year ago, and she said it really helps her in social situations because she has to actually talk to people instead of like standing there and being awkward and looking at her phone. Let's go to the next question. If you guys are still watching this, type in your favorite book. I'm curious. What's PGA stand for? It stands for Practical Growth Academy, which is my private membership group. You can learn more by clicking the link in the description. If you sign up today, I will send you a $20 Amazon gift card. My favorite book. It's very difficult because I'm always reading a whole bunch of new books, and I think books are very contextual, which means you need different books apply to different situations. The Slight Edge, The 50th Law, Think and Grow Rich, Mastery, 50 Shades of Grey. Oh my goodness. Back to the questions. Kevin, I know you made a video about procrastination, but my problem for me personally is telling myself whether my procrastinations are a good thing, as I'm procrastinating watching more videos about productivity and investing and other specific things, instead of doing things like homework. Is this type of procrastination good, as I'm still learning about a very specific skills that just a rational way of giving myself an excuse? I think I know what's happening here. Technically, no. Procrastination is still procrastination no matter how you justify it. I think I could be procrastinating on creating next month's mini course by going to the gym. It's still not going to get done. Even if the alternative thing of what you're procrastinating is doing is a positive thing, you just have to find a way to accomplish both of these. It's still technically procrastination, and your homework is still technically not getting done. I hope that answers your question. The next question, number 20, is every time I start a new habit, after a while I give up, and this applies to all areas of my life. What do you recommend to keep consistent in this stuff? Maybe your habit building routine is not polished like it should be. So you can check out my mini course. It's about habits, and it's called Habit Harvester, or Improvement Pills mini course called Tamed. They're both free, and they both explain how to create a habit and how to keep it. Tamed by Improvement Pill is probably better for the construction of a habit. I actually recommend watching those videos if you want to learn how to make a habit. But the last 5 videos of Habit Harvester of my course are just a list of habits that you should try to create. And I don't know much else about your situation, otherwise I'd add more tips. The next question is from Amanda. What other book reviews are we likely to see in the future? So if you guys aren't in Practical Growth Academy, every week I create an animated book summary of a book, as well as an actionable worksheet to take the ideas of that book and help you turn them into practice. And you'll also get a PDF of the script of the book summary and a PDF. There's all kinds of other stuff you get weekly. You just have to check out the link in the description. So what other books? Off the top of my head, Learned Helplessness for sure. Start with Why, The Power of Positive Thinking, Stop Worrying and Start Living. David and Goliath, Smarter, Better, Faster, and Emotional Intelligence are the ones I can think off the top of my head. The next question is also from Amanda. On average, how much time does it take you to produce a YouTube video? From start to finish, it used to take me around 10 to 12 hours to write a script, record it, edit the script, and then animate the whole video. But now I've got some help with people writing for me, some people animating for me, and I can usually finish a video from an idea to an MP4 file in about 4 to 5 hours. If it's a book summary, it takes a little bit longer because you've got to read the book too. But there are ways of reading a book to get the most out of it without reading every single page. The next question is, what is the best way to start a business during college when I'm really busy? This is going to be a fun question. This question is very difficult because most businesses take time to start, especially if you don't have any capital, any money to start with. And if you're really busy, I would say do not start a business because it'll just be more stress, and honestly, 90% of all businesses fail. So wait until you either have more time or more money to increase your chances of making a successful business. It can be done. I'm not saying it will not happen, but I don't want to give you a false sense of hope. In my opinion, if I were back in college, if I were you, I would start working for a business to see the ins and outs of how it works and to learn the skills necessary to grow the business. Remember, if you guys actually don't know this statistic, it took me 8 months of working on practical psychology in every spare hour that I had. I was working a full-time job at the time during the summer, and I spent 8 months. Every hour that I had, I was thinking and working on growing practical psychology. This meant I had to give up time with my girlfriend, I had to give up time with my family, I had to give up time with my friends. And in those 8 months, it took me 8 months to earn my first $600 month. So if you're really busy, it's going to be really difficult to grow a successful business. I think this is the last question. Macaulay asked, I do internet marketing and just wanted to congratulate you on being so good at it, whether you realize it or not. I wanted to ask, who do you look at and follow to learn more on marketing online? Thanks, Macaulay. There are 3 main ways I learn. Number 1 is I read books about internet marketing. There are a ton of books written about branding, increasing conversion rates, and I've actually read 8 psychology textbooks, which is a huge part of marketing. Understanding how people's brains work, how customers buy and stuff like that, how to grab attention, things like that. In those psychology textbooks, I learned a ton of stuff. Number 2, the second way that I learn is to take courses about marketing. I've spent thousands of dollars on courses teaching me how to market and how to set up the back end and stuff like that. Alex Becker has courses, Create and Go. There's a bunch of cheap ones on Udemy. And just putting in the time to test things is one of the best ways to learn. And the last way that I learn is by watching other marketers. Now, I watch what they do, not what they say that they do. If Tai Lopez is spending $100,000 on a YouTube ad about his Bitcoin course, I'm going to be pretty sure that he's getting a decent return on that. So I'll watch the entire video, the entire ad, and see if there's any psychological tricks or if he does anything crazy, anything out of the ordinary to increase his conversion rates. Alex Becker also has a great marketing strategy, and he gives away his YouTube ad formula for free in a couple of his videos. So I hope that I answered that question. Maybe you can model how I have learned about internet marketing. I plan on teaching about it in a little bit. We're at 27 minutes here, guys. There's 203 people watching. If you haven't clicked the like button, click the like button below and then type in liked in the chat. I would really appreciate that. Let's get to some chat-based questions. What is my dream? To help a lot of people. Wait, I almost had this memorized. To help the most people in the most way. I need to go find that where I wrote that down at. Liked, that's a lot of likes. Body and mind connection. That would be a really interesting video to do. I'm going to write that down. How to apply books. This is what I'm actually planning on teaching you and showing you and walking you through the process of doing in Practical Growth Academy. I'll be giving you a weekly book summary on, let's see, the 5 that I have in there so far are the Compound Effect, Think and Grow Rich, the 5 Love Languages, the Happiness Advantage, and I recently put in the Power of Habit. And I'm also going to be giving you a actionable worksheet to take it's going to be a 1-page thing, really simple. You fill it out, it's going to show you how to take the ideas in that book and turn them into actions. How old am I? I've answered this a couple times. I'm actually 21 years old. Any more questions? I am new in network marketing. Your opinion? Network marketing, if you're talking about an MLM, they're very dangerous. I would stay away from them. How to not be shy. Practice. How to stay focused. It's really easy to stay focused about something that you're passionate about. That's how I've gotten so much work done in the past month. How can I stay motivated? That's almost the same answer. It's really easy to stay motivated about things that you're passionate about. What's my favorite YouTube channel? Oh, there's a lot of them. I love watching competition. Gary Vee, I was going to say him, but I don't know. His content has seemed really repetitive, so I haven't watched him as much. Alex Becker, I love watching his videos. Shout out to Alex. Improvement Pill is pretty cool. Refusing to Settle. If you guys don't know Clark Kegley, go to YouTube right now, look up Refusing to Settle, and watch a whole bunch of his videos. He is this guy right here. He makes awesome content. You can see how much work he puts into the videos. Awesome guy. Another great YouTuber. How to learn to read a book quickly. I think Brandon from 1% Better recently launched a speed reading course. I don't know if he wants to call it speed reading, but I might buy that and check it out. Any more questions, guys? We got about 200 people. What's more important in your opinion to make YouTube channel grow? Good content or marketing collaborations? The fastest way to make your YouTube channel grow would be to focus on search terms. Make videos that answer people questions of what they would type into search. So, for example, if you go in YouTube search right now and you type in how to make a girl to like you, or how to get a girl to like you, I come in usually number 1, sometimes number 2 or 3, depending on how you phrase it. I will come in number 1, and that video has over 16, I know for sure it's over 15 million views. And you put that keyword in the title, you put it in the description, and you put it in the tags, and that is almost guarantees you on the first page, let alone the first result of YouTube. And at the end of your video, you only want to ask viewers to do 2 things. Do not ask them to like, subscribe, comment, go to your website. Don't ask them 50 different things. Ask them to do 2 things. Either to watch another video, whether that be yours video or someone else's video, or to subscribe. Only ask them to do those 2 things when you're in the growth stage. Top psychology books that you don't regret spending time on. Learned Optimism by Martin Seligman was one of my favorite. When I read that one, my mind was blown and I absolutely fell in love with psychology. There's another one called Brainfluence. That one's really cool. It has to do with psychology and consumers. Can you make a video on the current Peterson review? If you're talking about Jordan Peterson, he's a teacher. I'm actually uploading a video today, and he's going to be on the thumbnail, so you guys definitely check that out. It's a video called How to Improve Yourself. If you guys hyped for that video, type in a 5 if you're hyped about a video about how to improve yourself. Also, before I end this live stream, do you guys have any more questions? Either any more questions or any suggestions about new videos? I find the best way to get video ideas is to ask you guys questions, and then you guys have crazy questions that I can't answer, so I'll research them and then turn that into a video. Whoop whoop, that's a lot of 5s. 2 plus 3. How can we improve memory? What is real? How to live in the moment, that's called mindfulness. Passive income ideas for a video. I think it's in May, I'm going to launch a course about sales, and along with that, I'm putting out a ton. I'm planning 14 videos in a row about money, about how to make money online, how to make money as a 16-year-old, how to budget, how to start your own business, stuff like that. There's going to be 14 videos in a row on that topic of making money in sales. 215 people watching. We're at 34 minutes. I'm about to end this live stream. Unless you guys can come up with more interesting questions. Make a collaboration with Alpha M again. I've actually already done a collaboration with him. We might do one again in the future. He's a really cool guy. Really down to earth. How old am I? I am 21. What's wrong with MLM? There's the Alpha M video about it. If I could think of the title right now, I would tell you, but just look up Alpha M Network Marketing or Alpha M MLM. He will explain it. Is meditation actually helpful? Yes. Yes, it is. However, if you're doing meditation and you absolutely hate it and you don't see any benefits, I would not recommend to continue it. I don't like being older than you. Am I a top student? In high school, I was in the top 10%. When I went to engineering college, I was probably in the lower 50%. Oh my goodness. My very first grade on a chemistry exam in college was 37%. And that scared me to death. Could you make a video about ASMR? I have a friend, and sometimes he'll just start whispering ASMR stuff, and it drives me nuts. But I will try to make a video on ASMR. Where do you live? I guess I can tell 197 people. Hopefully nobody is a murderer here. I live in Missouri, in the USA. Is YouTube my main job or my side job? I don't like to say that my main job is YouTube. Providing value is my job. Really though, I make most of my money from YouTube ad revenue and also selling my courses. Right now I have 2 courses for sale. One of them is on the psychology of attraction. It's basically a dating course for guys to learn how to find, get, and keep the girl of their dreams using psychology. And the second one is in the description below if you haven't already signed up. I will give you a $20 Amazon gift card within 48 hours of signing up. And it's called Practical Growth Academy. Every week I will send you, this almost sounds scripted. I promise it's not. I've just said it a whole bunch. Every week I'll send you an animated book summary along with the PDF and MP3 of that video. And also an actionable worksheet so that you can take the ideas in that book and turn them into practice and actually help improve your life. Plus you'll get access to a Discord. There's tons of people on there right now. Very helpful community. I love the guys in there and girls. Love the people in that community. Every month you'll get a mini mastery course so that you can learn 80% of a foundational topic like productivity, stoicism, mind mastery, stuff like that. And 20% of the time you watch 4 or 5 videos on a topic and I'll teach you most of what you need to know about it. There's Jai-Tesh. Love that guy. He is such a supporter. Went on a Tai Lopez live call and he was there and called me out and that was kind of cool. What's your next book? I believe it's Rich Dad Poor Dad. This week right now is The Power of Habit, and next week I think is Rich Dad Poor Dad. Although it might be, after that I think it'll be Sleep Smarter, sleeping tips. Prices of your courses, if you go to one of my other videos and you look in the description for the Psychology of Attraction, or you watch the video that I'm about to upload today, Psychology of Attraction is only $47 if you use the coupon code. For Practical Growth Academy, the link in the description, it's only $17 a month for every month until you cancel. You can cancel anytime, which means you can sign up right now with a link in the description. Within 48 hours, I will give you $20, which means you're making a $3 profit, which basically means I trust this, that you guys will enjoy this program so much. I'm paying you $3 for the first month, and if you don't like it, you can cancel and keep all the information of all the books and courses and all the mini course in there and the actionable worksheet. Alright guys, he is 21, yes. Can a good grade help if I want to be my own boss? I don't think grades necessarily help you become your own boss, but it's the skills that it takes to get a good grade that will help you become your own boss. The dedication to studying, the ability to memorize things quicker than other people, the, not necessarily the ability to conform to the system, but, other skills will help you be your own boss. Thoughts on EMDR? I heard about that in a podcast. It sounds really interesting. See students from the world. We got a Gary Vee fan here. Can you do a video on working out? I've done some health and fitness videos in the past, and they don't seem to do very well on this psychology channel. So, how did you learn about psychology? Are you one? Am I a psychologist? If you're talking about the academic standards, I do not have a PhD or a master's or a bachelor's in psychology. However, I have read 8 psychology textbooks and a number of other books about psychology written by psychology professors in the psychology category. Is being very smart, like academically smart, helpful when trying to get a girl? Having resources in general is really good at getting people to like you, because people like to be around other people who are considered successful in resource allocation. So if you're really smart in terms of being high up in grades or academic ladders, yeah, I could say that might help you. Alright guys, I think I'm going to end this live stream. It's about 40 minutes. I got to record some more. I got to record the narration for Smarter, Better, Faster, the narration for Start With Why, and the narration for The Power of Positive Thinking. If you're interested in any of those books, check the link in the description. I'll pay you for your first month. And those books will be February's books, I believe. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy this live stream, type a I love... it's kind of bad that practical psychology is, when you shorten it, it's 2 P's. Type in I love psychology if you enjoy this live stream. And I will see you guys next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love banana. I love psychology. Same. See you guys later.